Okay, we are continuing. We. Why is it? Alright, so we are continuing the Modern Horror Weekend with Overlord, which went through some changes. See, a lot of people, at least from the trailer, say, oh, this is a World War II zombie movie, but not really. There's like one or two zombies in the film, really. It's a war film first. It has those elements. I guess originally the ending was gonna have them facing off against a horde of zombies, but they nixed that. And also originally it was supposed to be intended as a Cloverfield movie. J.J. Abrams is a producer, but they scrapped that. And I do see where they could have added the Cloverfield element to it at least. If you're going by the end of Paradox, after what happens there, you're saying that this is spread amongst different realities in space and time, different points in time, for it to connect to the original in 2008, you have to put time travel in there. So whatever happened causes creatures to go through space and time. One of those creatures landed in World War II Germany in the mid 40s, early 40s, whatever, before this point. This is about D-Day. This happens the night before D-Day. And the Germans get their hand on this, and what if the goop that they use to make the zombie creatures is DNA, whatever, from the creatures? That would work. That's not what we get, but I think that would be a viable connection to the Cloverfield universe if you're trying to connect it. Thankfully, they didn't do this because this movie is good. Doesn't need the Cloverfield stuff. I think if they added Cloverfield stuff, it would weight it down because it's already trying to be a war movie. You have a little bit of the horror in there. They took that out. We don't need another element. We don't need no Cloverfield into it. So this is just fine the way it is, and it is a good movie. One of the better films to come out in 2018, that's for sure. So the story is a brigade of World War II soldiers land in Germany the night before D-Day, trying to take out a radio tower. When they get there, they find out that the Nazis are doing experiments on people, creating what could be construed as zombies. Yes. And this movie stars Wyatt Russell, the son of Kurt Russell. And yes, if you listen to him, he sounds just like his dad. I said that with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Sounds just like his dad. He's got his mom's hair. Blonde, hair like his mom. Goldie Hawn. So, yeah. And Dunkelman from the first movie I reviewed in this series, My Soul to Take. Dunkelman, he's in this movie. He's right here. I heard his voice and I'm like, is it Dunkelman? I forgot it was this. I've seen this once before. It's been a while. When I first bought the Blu-ray, because I didn't go and see this in the theater when it came out. I bought the Blu-ray because I wasn't really interested. When they said it wasn't a Cloverfield movie anymore, I'm like, okay, I'm not interested anymore. But I bought this when it came out because I know I'll give it a chance. It's one of those things, but I won't give it a see in the theater. But I'll give it a chance on home video, even though it probably costs more to buy the Blu-ray than just to go see it in theaters. But so I bought it, and yeah, it's fine without the Cloverfield stuff. Although you could have called it, if it was a Cloverfield movie, may I suggest the title Cloverlord? Just saying that would make sense. Cloverlord. But anyway, Cloverlord. Yes, they meet this German guy named Waffner, who is sort of behind the experiments. I think he turns into one, and then there's another one. There's four in here, actually, because there's their buddy kind of turns into one, and he gets killed, and then Waffner, and then there's another one that's fully experimented on that gets out, and then Ford, that's Russell's character, he turns himself so he can face off against Waffner and finish the job or whatever later. And yeah, you think that you're gonna be following Ford, that's White Russell's character, but you follow Boyce, who I believe is played by Jovan Ladepo. I'm guessing. Bokeem Woodbine is in here somewhere too, but I don't know. He meets a blinking you miss a cameo, who knows? But yeah, and there's this cool shot at the beginning where they jump out the plane and it's a tracking shot that goes all the way down. There's a couple of those actually in the film that are pretty cool. I like the way it's shot and everything. I wish there was more horror stuff in it because I'm not a big war movie guy. You know, Saving Private Ryan is probably the one I drift to. That's a good one. It's Spielberg after all. But I'm not a big war film guy. And there's a lot of war film stuff in this that made me just sit there going, even to the point, like they took out that big battle with the zombies at the end. So what are they going to do for a finale? Well, Ford is determined to finish what he started. Even though they should get the hell out of there because of the zombie thing, he is determined to finish what they started. And so, you know, he blows the whole thing up. Even Boyce to meet up with Tibbet, that's Dunkelman's character. I call him Dunkelman, I don't know. And because there's Dunkelman, there's one other guy. There's the female Chloe and her little brother, Paul, I think it is. They're the other survivors. The other ones, they're killed or turned or whatever. But there's not a big zombie fight. You're going to think this is going to be like Dawn of the Dead in Nazi Germany. It's not. It was, you know, that's another reason why I wasn't interested. It's like zombies. I wasn't into zombies yet. I'm getting into it. I'm getting better. Shaun of the Dead is still my favorite zombie movie, and I know it's a satire, but come on. Still good. Dawn of the Dead remake is up there for me, and the classic Night of the Living Dead, of course, is a classic. So I'm getting into the zombie genre. It's just it's not one of my big ones I'm gonna go to. And there isn't much. They're not really technically zombies. They don't actually die. I think there was one. The fully turned one, I think, was dead, but like Waffner doesn't die. He just injects himself after his face gets blown up or whatever. Ford doesn't die. He injects himself. And the other guy was technically still alive, I think, when he turned. I don't know. But, yeah, so we're not really undead zombies, to speak. But when it comes to the war action, there is some good war action. When it comes to the war, you know, the gun shooting and stuff like that. Really good. Really good stuff. I do recommend this movie. Not really much to say. I didn't. There's not much, you know. I will say this movie broke the pattern. Because this is not because it was going middle, not worth your time, middle, not worth your time, middle. This one is neither of those. I would venture to say this is the best one I've watched so far. And I really love My Soul to Take. I think I might like this one better. When it comes to Overlord, there's some good action sequence. There's a flame. The Chloe, she uses a flamethrower on one of them, which is pretty cool. And there's, explosions and stuff you need in this kind of movie. It's an action horror with more action in it, so it's really cool to watch. So I'd have to say when it comes to Overlord, it's pretty good. So, one thing I have to confess, when it comes to picking out the next movie, I took the Fright Night remake out. Because, hear me out, I decided I'm going to do a run of a remake review series where I do a bunch of remakes. Whether or not I've seen the original or not, or even reviewed the original or not, if I haven't seen them and I don't own them, I'm probably going to just do the remake, except for the Amityville Horror. So I took that one out so I could put it as part of that series. So I had another movie in here. I won't say what it is. We're going to roll the dice right now. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here. 4. Okay. We have The Possession with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I've seen this movie once. I bought it because I wanted it's part of a 3-pack. Here, I'll show you. It's in the Blu-ray bin at Walmart. And I wanted Sinister in the Cabinet of Woods, and this was a part of it. And I watched all three of them. Had a little triple feature one night. These two are good. This one is damn good. This one is good. Don't remember this one, so we'll see. We'll see. I know it's something about a little girl in a box. I think. But we'll come to that bridge when we cross it. So, what are your thoughts on Overlord? Leave them all in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.